What does it mean for priming to be subliminal? You may have noticed in the last lecture I mentioned that priming can be subliminal, and it can happen without awareness, but what does that actually mean, you might be wondering? Well, the way that it can work is that even though in those other studies that we covered the priming was supraliminal, people could see the words, they were aware of the words that they were memorizing and so forth, but you can briefly flash a series of words below conscious awareness, and those words themselves can prime mental content and bias judgments, behavior, and so forth later on. The way that this often works is that, for example, people are engaging in some activity that they don't have any awareness has to do with priming. They just think they're doing some random series of tasks. And the way that it'll work is they think they're trying to categorize words that are coming up on the screen as words or non-words. Okay, so it's either a word that's obviously an English language word or a series of letters that's not a real word. So what people think they're doing is looking at words and categorizing them as words or non-words. They're all neutral when they're real words. However, before each stimulus comes on screen, it's preceded by a very quick presentation of a different word that's related to the schema that the researchers are trying to prime. So I'll put an example up here so that you can see what that might look like. Very quickly, it'll flash a word related to the schema, let's say elderly, so it'll be elderly, and then immediately it's covered up by something else, a series of X's, which is then covered up by the target word in the activity that people think that they're doing. And so now they categorize this word that they consciously see as a word or a non-word. But before each of these pieces of information is a quick flash of a schema-relevant word. So over and over again, people are seeing, sort of at a subconscious level, words that are activating one of their schemas, even though they have no idea this is doing anything. So does this have any effect? Well, it sure does. So when you're priming information in this way, it still biases judgments and behavior. One example comes from some work trying to see whether subliminal influence or subliminal messaging can actually have an effect. And what they did is they primed people with the concept of thirst by using these subliminal primes versus a control condition where the primes were totally neutral. And for participants who were already thirsty, if they had been primed with the words thirst and related words, they later went on to drink more of a liquid than people who hadn't been primed with thirst. The prime didn't seem to matter for people who weren't already thirsty. If they were already totally sated, then it didn't matter what the prime was. But subliminal priming had an effect on their actual consumption behavior. Also interesting is that when they put people into fMRI scanners so they can see how your brain is processing information, even when information was being presented subliminally and people had no awareness that they were seeing pictures of people's faces, they went by so fast people didn't know they were seeing them, their brain still responded in the same way that it would have if they had seen those images consciously. So when they saw a scared person, the part of their brain that processes fear was more active than when they saw a neutral face, even if they had no idea that they saw it. So I just wanted to point out that priming can be so powerful and happens so automatically that it happens even for subliminally presented information.